Man, how lucky are you guys that we are doing another live episode?
I don't think they're very lucky at all.
I don't know. I think it's pretty lucky. I mean, the fact that we take the time to drive down here to hang out and talk stupid shit. We shouldn't have any problems like we did last time because I'm not in Florida. You're welcome.
I mean, it could still happen.
You set it up. So
don't jinx it.
He just jinxed us.
With that being said, I'm James.
I am JP.
I'm Ryan.
We're your CineNerds. And Ryan, what are we doing today?
We are doing movies and TV shows that were nostalgic for us.
Any year? Just whatever it was for us.
Growing up.
Not the top five.
No.
Not the top five like we did the first episode to let people know what our
top
genres.
five.
But it's not like our genre, like our top five, like this is what made us. This is more.
I think there's more leisure.
Yes, this
An
is
open
more
platform, if you will.
Oh man, give him one drink and he's
already all to pieces.
Listen, it's been a fucking week, okay? I'm having my
hey
beer.
man, tomorrow's Free Hug Friday. If you need one early, I got you.
Don't touch me.
So, Ryan, what's the little special thing we're doing tonight since this is your thing?
Well, at some point tonight, we will be doing, since we're talking about nostalgic things, I figured what's more nostalgic than Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's got some pretty heavy weight. So, next Friday, May 3rd, at the Agora, they're doing a Q&A with Alan Ruck, who was Cameron in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And he's going to be doing a screening of Ferris Bueller's Day Off as well. And we got a couple pairs of tickets to give away to that. So when we do get to this point in the show, that was weird to say it like that. It really felt weird. Anyways, when we get to that point in this episode, we're going to ask a trivia question, you guys. And basically the first two with the correct answer in the YouTube chat and the Facebook chat will get those pairs of tickets. So there we go.
Well, here's my question.
Uh-oh.
Who's going first?
Well, I thought it was already said that you was going to go first.
Oh, that's right. See, I did ask to go first, and there's a reason for that. I wanted to beat these two assholes to it. Star Wars! Suck it!
Lies!
So, we're going to talk about Star Wars for the next 30 minutes that you
That's
already brought it up.
The whole episode. All 9 movies and the spin-offs and the shows and
the specials.
Here's the thing. All of it, let's just be honest here. If we literally did all of that, everything, we would be here. We would have to do an episode once a week for like 5 years. Is that fair enough to say? Mm-hmm. Between all the movies, all the spin-offs.
If we broke all the TV series down by episode, probably.
By the way, JP and I were toying around with and talking about when the Acolyte gets released. About talking.
What?
The Acolyte.
Stop
the new Star
using
Wars
school
show.
words. What are you?
School words. Anyways, we're debating, having a little conversation piece about that.
I think what we're going to have to do, I would love to do that by episode, but I believe I'm going to be on the road.
Oh.
So, but the plus side is I believe about the time I get home, the whole series will have aired, and we could do a special episode with just you and I to talk about the entire season.
You guys could do your own episode.
We don't want you there anyway.
I didn't want to be involved.
We'd already decided we wasn't going to include you. It was going to be a Star Wars special with Ryan and JP.
I mean,
we're
the fun two out of the three.
And tell me in the chat, do you actually really want just the two of them nerding out about Star Wars for an hour to an hour and a half?
Yes.
I mean, if you do, I mean, more power to you. But I'm very, very curious if you actually. So I'm running the YouTube chat right now. Seriously, if you guys really want that, please let us know because I don't believe you. If you say you do, I still don't believe you.
If he'll ever shut up, the eerie, creepy yes that JP and I just did in sync together, I'm here for it. That was brilliant. I hope we focus on that.
Jeremy Schick, this is a dumpster fire already. I love it.
Yeah, we don't listen to him. He don't leave the house anyway.
So let's get on with this though. For real though, James, what's your number 5?
Well, for real, I do want to say that, and I believe you said the same thing. Since he said Star Wars, I had already decided that I wasn't going to talk about Star Wars or Evil Dead in any of my lists tonight because
he talks about it in his fucking sleep.
All of you expect it. So
I as well kept Star Wars out of this just because I don't want to hear him bitch.
You're welcome. I did it instead.
But you didn't mean it.
Are we going to do this in order, 5-1, or are we just
I think 5-1.
spitting it out?
I think 5-1 is
Kyler
good.
Kenny said he wants all three of us to do that episode on Star
I won't
Wars.
be able to talk. There's nothing for me to talk about.
It's very true.
Where's that? Where's the pew pew?
I mean, if you just
Where's
wanna,
the pew pew?
If you just want to
I
look
want
at
the
him,
pew pew. Every time I think you guys are going off track, pink, pink, pink.
no, because there won't be any rhyme or reason to it. You're just going to shoot us because.
That's the point.
No.
It'll be out of ammo.
I'll pick it up. I'll walk around and pick it up. I'll go on Amazon, buy it extra. I'll get the Nerf gun with the backpack.
So, in other news, JP had a ejector seat installed right over here. We press this little button over here on the keypad. He goes out. It's a whole
If
fun
you've
thing.
ever seen the movie, is it Neighbors? One with
Oh, it's a Zac Efron. And,
yeah,
I know what you're
Zac
talking about.
Efron with the airbag.
Yeah.
Okay,
Am I number 5 first?
you're number 5 first. Go
All
ahead.
right. So let me back to my notes here. So I'm gonna start. It's not really for mine. It's almost no order except for number 1. But Alf. I loved Alf as a
That's
kid.
a good one.
And what's funny about Alf is I'm not an alien kind of movie guy. I hate E.T. I know that's blasphemy to some people. I hated E.T.
I've actually never seen E.T. start to finish.
I don't know if I have either because I just hated it that much.
Yeah, I was never a fan.
But Alf was something that I watched with my parents as a kid. I look forward to it every week. I thought it was a good, just wholesome family TV. Like, they don't make sitcoms like that anymore. Like, even up in through the 90s, sitcoms were still really good. Now I really kind of feel like the only good sitcoms we've had in the last 15 years, 20 years would be, my personal opinion, Big Bang Theory and How I Met Your Mother. Otherwise, everything just lately has felt forced. The jokes have felt, there's no organic anything to them. Alf was hilarious to me. The Christmas special, one of my favorites. I bought season 1 and 2 on DVD. I did not realize when I bought that, because I was so young, I didn't realize that the special was actually part of the season. I thought it was just a special, and it's actually a part of season 2. So every year, pop that on. But I loved Alf. And you have a stuffy of Alf. I can see
I
that.
do. I have the
favorite thing about-
originals. Yeah, over there.
My favorite thing about Alf was that he ate cats. Thought that was amazing. And that aside, I loved all the merch that went with it, the marketing
It was
aspect.
great.
But Burger King, when they did the puppets, the 5 puppets
Yeah.
came out. I made sure I got every single one of those fuckers.
I remember
So I loved
that.
it. And the same era, Punky Brewster was out in that same era, and I think there was a crossover, if I remember correctly. There was some kind of tie-in.
I don't remember that, to be
Yeah,
honest with you.
I might be. Losing
I didn't
my
watch.
mind
You know,
there,
as a
but
kid, I didn't watch Punky Brewster.
it was pretty good.
I saw some of it. I didn't.
There's
Like,
different-
sit
when I
around
was a
waiting
kid-
for it.
Different Strokes, Punky Brewster,
See,
Alf, all the same.
I watched Alf. I liked Alf when I was younger. I liked Who's the Boss?
What was the Android sister one?
Oh God, I remember.
It was like
what
Becky.
was the name of that?
Becky was the name of the android. I forgot the name of it, but it
I
was.
don't remember the name,
That,
but
that
I
was
remember
that same.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I did too. Until we were talking about this.
But I mean, Alf for me was something that just, those are memories of sitting with my dad and my mom and just, whatever night that week it was, just looking forward, being at school, can't wait to watch TV at night because Alf was on, or whatever. So that's my number 5.
I liked Alf. I mean, and I loved the cartoon, where he was on Melmac.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, the Alf cartoon. I always liked the Alf cartoon, and you can watch those on Tubi for free.
I might go check
Yeah.
that. I might have to go check that.
They even the cartoon is on there because I actually started rewatching the cartoon.
How do you have this much time?
Well, I started rewatching, and this has been like a year ago. but
Okay, I was gonna say,
no. It's been like a year ago.
So a lot of people ask me that same question because I watch so much TV and so many movies.
When? You never pick up your phone.
That's because I'm watching TV and movies.
Because it's me.
No.
You could have just said it. It's fine. I understand.
I treat a lot of the TV shows that I watch almost like audiobooks while I'm doing work. So I keep it to the side. I'm
can't do
listening. I have to have multiple things happening at once, and it's just the way my brain works. But at night when I'm chilling out, that's my movie time. So if I'm just sitting down and finding the kids are asleep, the wife's asleep.
And since you just said that, I just want you guys to know something. I am here right now
No way.
instead of at home watching the new episode of Jersey Shore.
How about that draft? If anyone's tuning
Football
in
sucks.
over the draft, thank you. I love you.
Jersey Shore. Ron's back.
I don't know who Ron is.
Fuck. Now you're speaking a foreign language to us, dude.
And Sammy's back. Like, they're both back.
All I know is
I'm missing
you having this
pertinent
conversation
information.
makes me feel douchier and greasier all in the same moments.
You're welcome.
Yes.
I'm missing important shit. Ask him. We're on tour, and I'm like, I cannot fucking find this show to watch and stream.
You're enough. What's your number 5?
Bitch.
Okay, so mine is not in any particular order either. I have a list of random stuff, and I'm just going to spit one out occasionally. I'm going to go with The Real Ghostbusters.
I have all of those on my computer.
The
You're talking about
cartoon.
Don
I knew
DiBiase
it.
gave
Yeah.
me all of those on a file that I have on my computer still.
Don.
And I figure, new Ghostbusters just came out. We just talked about the new Ghostbusters
I have a
film.
tie-in in mind to Ghostbusters
And
as well. We'll get there.
So, The Real Ghostbusters, and because I love the monsters, I love the ghosts, I love the creatures in the series. I love the follow-up series, the Extreme Ghostbusters. If you never saw that one, it was a follow-up series to it, and it was just as good as.
I mean, what was
as
the difference?
Egon was the one overseeing. It was a new generation of Ghostbusters,
I don't like it.
and the Extreme Ghostbusters. And the Real Ghostbusters was.
Well, they were the real ones.
They were the real ones. And, that's kind of it. I mean, it's a fantastic series, and it's fun, and just...
Yeah, I miss animation looking like that. I hate the new animation.
I love the new animation. I don't care about where it got.
So-
But there is something to be said for the old animation and how awesome it
Like,
was.
the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff, man, I can't stand the way it looks.
But the story and some of the new stuff, I watch it with
I'm
my
sure
son.
it's good.
The story's not bad at all.
But I
So.
just... Nah.
All right.
What's yours?
All right, so number 5 is a tie for me.
Okay.
Well, they're back. You're just mad about Jersey Shore. So they're back-to-back years they were released. Most of my stuff is in a similar window of time. But 1984's Neverending Story and 1985's Legend. So Neverending Story, amazing piece, fantasy, just to the fullest. Every aspect of what it was about being bullied.
You two hate
dealing with
reality. I've figured this out. It's got to be on another planet,
if
some
you-
weird wizard or some weird Falcor and fucking...
And you like reality. We've already established this. If it's real, you like it. If we don't,
I can't
so.
watch it because of the horse. I just can't watch
So
it.
what part of reality is Jersey Shore?
They live
You
life.
got nothing.
No, they live life. They're just living life. They get...
In his
If
brain,
I had that amount of money to just travel around and go... If
In your
I had the
brain-
money to take us on trips every couple months and go hang out and... It'd be
dude,
fun.
in your brain, when I asked you that question, the mouse got off the wheel and said, "Retreat! Retreat!"
No, it didn't.
Ran.
I
'Cause
could give it to you if you want. You just
Nothing
don't want to
worry
hear
about
it.
Jersey Shore. So, Neverending Story. Neverending Story. Amazing movie. It definitely captured the heart of me, young Ryan. When you're a
It was
kid,
like, 50 years ago?
when you're a kid and you're being bullied all the time and have things going on, this movie hits home because it's about a boy who's locked himself away in the school. He loves to read. His mom's just passed away. Reading through the story and getting through all of his issues. And man, when you're a little kid also, that fucking princess she was smoking hot. Just saying. And let's talk about trauma. I'm going to talk about trauma because there's 2 different times to talk about trauma in this one. The Artax scene where he fucking dies. Like, no, dude. No, wasn't right. And then I'm going to go over to Legend. So this is a Ridley Scott film, oddly. One of Tom Cruise's first ones. And it's a story about basically the devil trying to kill, or the darkness is how they refer to him. And it's played by Tim Curry, by the way, who also did Clown Pennywise. Tim Curry just crushes it. This is probably one of the coolest makeup designs I've ever seen for the devil. It was just beyond badass. But Tom Cruise is trying to save the last unicorn from being killed so that he can prevent the end of the world happening. And it goes from there. It's pretty cool. So I was a fan of those 2 together.
I love, and this is what I've been waiting to say, I love how his number 5 was 2 different films.
It tied in.
He did that on the first episode.
I did.
He's like, I got like 5.5, 6.
I got 2
tie.
for my number
Yes,
5.
I can't decide, so I'm just going to go.
Let's be real. Let's just be real. Like, when you say something so encompassing like nostalgia,
Encompassing?
there's so many things. Hey, I'll get you a dictionary for Christmas. It'll be okay.
I do love it.
Yeah, thesaurus, dictionary, and encyclopedia set, please.
I do love Tim Curry though in Legend with that bodysuit and
Oh my God,
the
so
makeup.
cool.
The makeup design in that whole
Please
film
hold.
was
I
great.
need to see what he looks
Yeah,
like.
It's literally the most badass
The
version of the
I'm
devil
going
I've
to
ever seen.
assume
The
that I'm not going
Goblin.
to agree with you already. Oh, that's just stupid. That looks dumb.
Oh,
Are you out
no.
of your mind?
You
That looks
were
dumb.
insane.
That looks dumb.
The main head.
Is this Hellboy? What am I looking at here?
The head goblin.
He's
You
doing this on
know,
purpose, and it's okay. I'll just kill him
No, I'm
later.
dead serious. It looks. I mean, it might as well be Hellboy.
I was watching the making of this like on the DVD or the commentary
Rotten
one.
Tomatoes 42.
But the main goblin.
Blix.
Yes.
Fire burning higher.
They modeled his face design from what's his name from Rolling Stones, Keith Richards.
What?
Yes,
That's awesome.
And once you know that, and you look
Yeah.
at it, you're going to go, I see it.
Yep,
I see it.
that's awesome. That's really cool.
But I can't remember if it was in the behind the scenes they were talking about it, or if it was in the movie commentary. Because I used to watch the commentary on DVDs all the time. I hadn't done that in a while.
And if that pissed you off, I got more.
I'm sorry, you're
I
still
got more
talking?
general. I got more
You're still
generalized
talking?
ones. So
I'm reading
go
here.
ahead.
Said, Melissa here says that the sound is making static noises. I don't know. Want me to turn it on here and see what it says?
I got more general. I got more generalized ones.
I don't know. Sounds pretty good there.
No, I heard the static.
Yeah,
It's not wrong.
I don't know how to fix it.
it may be peaking out when we get too loud because we're not running through our normal
Got it.
recording software. It's through OBS, and I've got limiters on it. And
I bet it's when I go close to the mic and
Yeah.
when I come away from
So-
the mic.
I'm gonna stay back here.
We'll stay back.
Hi,
a little bit.
Jessica. Your husband's a tool.
Says the guy who watches Jersey Shore proudly. Just wanted.
I don't give a fuck.
He's gonna be wearing Jesus jogger sandals.
She said sounds off, static.
The wife did too.
I don't know, because
Yeah, what's going on with that?
there's a little bit of static there. But
Jogger
she said sounds off, static.
The wife did too.
It's constant.
Yeah, check your mics, yo. I just replugged mine. Pause for a technicality.
It's not like it's overbearing.
Yeah, I'm
But
not
it's there.
sure.
Not sure what to do with that. Sorry, don't know why. Moving on. All right, so my number 2. Going for a
Number
sitcom.
4.
Number 4, yeah. Second one today. Number 4 total. Going for a sitcom that I could not appreciate as a kid, but I watched it all the time. And as I got older and I rewatched it, I went, I didn't get any of those jokes. So it was kind of cool to enjoy it as a kid and then enjoy it when I was older. Cheers.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Cheers to me was hilarious. I am not happy with the when Coach died. When he physically died, they only let one of them go because they were so worried about getting filming done. They only let one person go to represent the whole show. So nobody got to go except for Cliff. He was the representative. And I thought that was
Do you know
bullshit.
why they chose him? They knew he'd be in Star Wars eventually.
Pew pew. Pew pew.
He's in Star Wars. I'm just saying.
Pew pew. But yeah, that kind of when I found that out, that kind of bothered me because Coach was hilarious. And but Woody Harrelson was a great.
Woody Harrelson.
Harrelson was a great replacement to give a not to keep it the same, but he did his own spin and it played off perfect for a new role.
Let's talk about young, vibrant Kirstie Alley too. She was a smoke show back then. I was a little kid. I was like she was so cute.
I thought the other one was better than her.
Diane was great too. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about Cheers. I wasn't
And Carla.
I never watched much
ended up
of it.
marrying Danny DeVito.
Dave DeVito. They got divorced like 5 years ago or something like that. 6
I
years
didn't
ago.
know
They
that.
got divorced like they were married forever. Who gets divorced in their 70s? Like,
their kids look just like them.
well, they're both short. Like they're both just like they're the male and female version of each other.
It's Always Sunny, the episode where they can't figure out who pooped in the bed. I lose my fucking shit
that's
every time I hear
that's
that.
a show
No
that
pun intended.
is that like The Office? You gotta get through the first season because like I cannot watch that show in the beginning. And I've seen episodes I thought were
No, 'cause
hilarious.
it's not made for douchebags on Jersey Shore.
Seriously. Is it like The Office? Because The Office, I'm on season 4 right now. Or
I
something
agree
like
with
that,
you about The Office.
And The Office, some of it's hilarious. Some of it I'm like, I don't get why this is so.
They're hit and miss.
Yeah,
They're hit and miss.
Is it like that also
I feel
on?
like The Office and Parks and Rec are in that same vein.
Love Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec's
Really?
hilarious to me. Yeah.
Usually people like both those, they like them together. So that's weird that you say that.
Yeah, they got married the year I got born. Or the year I was born. Got born, yeah.
The year I got
They
born.
they married in 82.
I did done got born.
They divorced in 2017. Like, you're almost dead. Just stay together. Fuck it.
All right.
Moving on.
Moving on. So let us know if that static is still there. We have checked the lines, and I actually stopped the recording in the background to see if that helped. So I'm not sure what's causing it. So if it has stopped, let me know.
Jessica, is it
All right.
so
So
fucked?
my fourth one, I am going to go with let's see. Let's just go ahead and get this one out here because I think most people will know I'll say it. Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Never watched 1 minute.
I guess that's late 90s, so yeah, that works.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's nostalgia, and anything can be nostalgia. It don't have to be 90s,
Just
or
it.
it can be anything.
Yes, it doesn't stop.
So, Dragon Ball Z. For me, this is, I don't know, it's a better time. Yeah, it was a great time in my life when that was airing. Initially, as it was coming out on Toonami in the 90s.
He's slowly been dying ever since.
And yeah, it was just that was a time when I had a group of friends that were coming to the house. We would sit down and we'd watch it, at 5 o'clock when it would come on in the afternoon, and it's just still this day. I mean, I have a half sleeve of Dragon Ball Z. It's nostalgia.
To that point, to that effect, we didn't have video games in this mix, but Halo. So when Halo, the first one, Combat Evolved, came out, we were literally getting together at my friend's bar, and we would sit with all the TVs all linked together with all of the different Xboxes there, and had a blast. It was so great. Those moments are magical, and I don't think any of the younger kids will ever know those moments when you had people come together for a viewing for something. Yeah, that's cool. The only thing that wasn't cool about Dragon Ball Z, let's be honest about this though, like it would take 30 episodes for one fight. That was my only complaint ever about Dragon Ball Z. I loved it, but
That happens in Jersey Shore. Every time you want something to happen, they stop, and then you have to wait till the next episode. And then you think it's
so
going to happen
Dragon Ball
again.
Z,
And seriously, though, my wife bitches. They'll be like, here we go. We're still not going to get it. They're going to drag it out for another fucking episode. So it sounds about the same.
Don't do that.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
that's
still doing it. So we're trying every aspect.
They're
understand,
saying
but-
here it's all manageable.
Okay.
Yeah, but what you just did, that's a powered mic. It can burn the mic or my interface.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, my bad. But I was just thinking that we have a bad connection somewhere, so that was...
Yeah, you.
I don't like Jersey Shore, so... it's
Yeah,
definitely
that's the
not me.
problem.
Okay, if we're going to keep moving along here. I'm going to kind of go in that realm, but a little bit older. Heavy Metal, the cartoon movie.
100%.
It's very interesting, and the reason it was directed by Gerald, I'm not going to say his name, Potterington, but produced by Ivan Reitman, who also did Ghostbusters and different one later. But this was an amazing period piece for me because you finally had sci-fi coming to fruition. You had imagination all in with heavy metal and music, and it brought it together, and it was so good. And the best part about this was when I first saw this one, I was supposed to be asleep. I was laying on the floor, and it was HBO. HBO was good for all this stuff. And I just remember popping my eye open and looking up. My dad was watching it, and there was this giant cartoon boob, and I was like, I was drawn in by the boob.
You and the boobs, man.
Was that the first time you saw boobs?
When I was, that weren't my mom's.
Yeah.
Yes. I was 4, dude. When are you seeing titties when you're 4? They were amazing. And it's funny because even though I was 4 and I was going, I'm sure my wife can tell you that it's the same exact face I make to this day when hers come out. So yes. An idiot looking at boobs. Yes, we are all dumbfounded by the beauty that are boobs. Sorry.
My turn?
It's your turn.
Can you give me that?
Why?
Teenage Mutant Ninja
We don't need all this.
Oh, yeah, we do. I got visuals.
We're just going to block him?
Yeah, for right now. Yeah.
I mean,
this is an original. This is my original 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle poster. Yeah, we blocked him good. I had the toys. I love the cartoon. I love the movies. I remember seeing this movie with my dad at a theater that was on Pearl Road and in between Ridge and State. There used to be that right there. Now I think it's a church or something. But that was a movie theater. They had 2 screens, and we went there to see it. I love the first 2. The time one was kind of to me. I've been told that I need to give it another shot, but the first 2, I love them. Like I still watch them to this day.
I love part 3. Part 3 was good. I mean, the production-wise, a lot of it didn't look as good as the first and second one, but
which one had Vanilla Ice in it?
Second one. But part 3 was still fun. I mean, it's worth a rewatch.
The who's the I'm having a brain fart. Was the kid that was in Hook in one of the Teenage Mutant Turtles movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he does.
No,
it wasn't Hook.
No, it was.
Yeah, it was Rufio and Hook. I thought he was in Teenage Mutant.
No, 2 different people.
2 different people.
All right, then
2 different
disregard.
people.
But to your point, then, my whole thing with that was my grandma. She's a saint. She took me to see Michael Keaton's Batman, the first one, and she also took me to see the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the theaters. She could have given 2 craps less. She just wanted me to be happy.
And I remember I saw '89 Batman in that same theater the year before. So as a kid, I was like, "Wait, we came here." I remember this theater, so it's like, it like instilled. I guess that would be like considered a core memory. I remember going there with my dad.
It was nostalgic.
I remember going to the theater and I remember going to the theater and watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, the original one, and they had filled the theater so full they had kids sitting on the floor to watch it. So
I did that for Mission Impossible, the first one, when that came out to theaters. That was in the late 90s as well. That was interesting. Yeah.
Teenage Ninja Turtle was always a thing for me. Like I mean,
what do you think about the new upcoming Last Ronin movie? You hope
I don't. I'll be honest. I don't know much about it, but I do want to see it.
It's so dark.
It's supposed to be rated R.
Yeah, it's supposed to be rated R, and if they do it right and they do it justice, you're going to see one of the best turtle films you've ever seen. That's a weird statement to say.
Yeah, I'm looking. I am looking forward to seeing it. Are they going to put it in theaters though, or are they just?
Oh, yeah.
Is it okay? Is it okay?
Okay, my number 3. Let me move away from TV series. I haven't mentioned a movie yet. Let me find a movie. Let's go with The Lost Boys.
That was going to be on my list.
The Lost
Well done.
Boys.
Never saw it.
This is a great tie-in to the next one I have.
Yeah,
go ahead.
The Lost Boys. I mean, you had such a great cast with the 2 Coreys, Kiefer Sutherland, Jason
brothers.
Jason Patrick.
You're eating maggots, Michael.
There's so many great one-liners,
Yeah.
and there's so many great scenes. I probably watched this movie 100 times before the year 1990. It was one of those movies I would go to the movie store and I would rent it every weekend.
I should just go buy it.
I should have, and I have since then.
Back then, it wasn't as fluid to just go buy one of
Yeah.
the movies. It was like, when is it going to come out? There's limited copies in the store. Like, it was as a different thing. So I get it. I'll save mine. Hold on.
Go ahead.
No. Lost Boys I could talk about forever in itself.
So then we should move on.
That is one of the best fucking vampire movies, bar none. Like,
it's definitely within my top 3 favorite vampire movies of all time.
absolutely.
And
Great choice.
And I say this as much as I love the Lost Boys, but Near Dark came out about the same time as that, and it got forgotten about because of the Lost Boys was so popular. But Near Dark was just as good in a more gory sense.
Never seen it.
You never seen Near Dark?
Now I want to see it.
Oh, it's so
If you
good.
put it in top 3, then
Yeah,
okay.
well,
All right.
and a lot of people missed it because it came out in '87 around the same time, and so everybody went and watched The Lost Boys and skipped out on Near Dark. And you'll like Near Dark because it has game's over, man. Game's over.
Bill Paxton, let's go.
Bill Paxton. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Game over. Oh, it's such a quality line. That could be considered in the nostalgia world too. The whole Aliens franchise. And did you see what I posted that they're re-releasing Alien in the theater for this for the anniversary?
I didn't see that,
Excited
but
to see that.
I did get a notification in my email today that there is a 4K release coming for the original. Remember the Mark Hamill Guyver movie? There's
let's
a
go.
4K release
I
coming.
think I mentioned that in our earlier ones. Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
We do. Because that was actually well done. That was good. I love the Guyver animes, but that was great. So my story ties into Lost Boys. My story, the next one I chose for my number 3 is Monster Squad. And so Grandma, I'm bringing her up again, I know, but she had a shit ton to do. And her friend, Mrs. Green, who I think she's still going strong. Mrs. Green, she let me stay over her house, and I was pretty much watching movies the whole time I was there. I was watching HBO. And when it came time for Grandma to pick me up, there was 2 movies coming on back to back that I wanted to see that I hadn't seen. It was Monster Squad and Lost Boys. And Mrs. Green was a sweetheart, and she recorded them both for me. This is like probably 88, 87, somewhere in there, so I was maybe 9 or 10. Mm-hmm. And I watched both those movies. I wore that tape out because I watched them so much. And Monster Squad, though, you've got all the Universal monsters in it. You've got a great story being told. Fun fact, the guy who played Dracula, he beat out Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson had actually auditioned for that role, and I thought that was pretty cool. If you haven't seen Monster Squad, you're a fan of Universal Monsters, highly recommend you check it out. One of my favorite lines from the movie is when the main... he's kind of like Chunk from Goonies, his character, but Horace, who was one of the more pivotal one-line guys in the movie, he kicks the Wolfman right in the nuts, and he goes, "Wolfman's got nards!" And it's just one of those lines that stays with you. It was good for that time. Also, real quick, I'll throw this in. Tom Noonan, he was the Frankenstein monster in it, and he was also the actor who played the serial killer in Manhunter, if any of you guys know about Hannibal Lecter's whole franchise and the whole thing. So, yeah, good stuff.
I love Monster Squad. And there's a great documentary. I think it's on Max or Tubi one. I know it's on one of them that I'm on all the time. And the documentary is called Wolfman Has Nards.
Oh, nice. I did find some sad stuff when I was researching this a little bit, because I didn't know that the actor who played Horace, in his 20s, he passed away. And I don't know why he passed away. I didn't get that far down the rabbit hole. So I hope that was not a choice that he made. We'll just say that.
You know, I've watched that documentary, and I think it may speak about that a little bit, but I don't remember right now, right off the top of my head, honest. So just to be completely honest, but I'm sure it is mentioned in the documentary, and you know, and I know one thing they spoke about on the documentary was how the Monster Squad their intention was to make kind of like a Goonies film, but with movie monsters.
Well, it's funny because I have, as like a little side note in here, that it reminded me of Goonies and Stand By Me as well. It had that same formula for that time frame, and I felt it was done well because of that. Really bummed out though that we always do our box office numbers. the budget that it made, it didn't even make half of the budget back.
Yeah.
So, and there was talks of a remake that got scrapped, and I'm really bummed out about that too. So, what you got next? What's your number two?
We're back?
We're back.
We're back.
Jesus.
I mean, kind of.
That wasn't a long tangent.
It wasn't horrible. Could have been. Trust me, it could have been worse.
About 3.5 minutes.
Nah.
Yeah.
Better than 10 seconds of
So,
Jersey Shore.
I'm going to go completely opposite direction of... I know my wife, what she loves in life, but as a kid, I loved Disney movies. I had a few that I watched religiously.
Did you love Cinderella?
No, I loved, and I still do. I still watch it. Sword and Stone. Loved Robin Hood, and not so much of probably a known, but I loved The Great Mouse Detective. I probably watched The Great Mouse Detective more than I probably should have. Because I don't. What's funny is, as a musician, I hate songs in movies. And Disney is known for it. It drives me insane. I had it down because we had the VCR. I had it down, all my favorite movies, and I knew every song, and I knew hit fast forward, and I knew what to count to. And I go, and I'd be right at the end of it, and I'd skip the songs. I did it all the time. I hated them.
I don't remember this movie name, but An American Tale with
Yeah,
Feifel.
Feifel. But that wasn't Disney.
That
No.
wasn't Disney.
No,
Okay.
that was not Disney.
I love.
I don't remember
that
what that was.
It was Fox, I
But-
think. Fox.
Yeah, it
or-
might
That
have.
was a good film too. Sorry,
I
it's
mean,
same
it
realm.
was,
Yeah.
and I did watch that as a kid. It's not one of my favorites, but I did watch it quite a few times. But it's funny as I get older, and I meet my wife, and I move to Florida, and we're going to Disney all the time, and so we dive down the Disney Plus, all the the behind the scenes stuff they show, and this thing you end up on Wikipedia, and you're looking up some movies, and you're like, oh shit, like this is from '73. This was already from this was 20 years old when I was born. But as a kid, you don't realize how old it was because the animation held up pretty damn well. I mean, it really did. So I don't know. Like those were my three favorites. Every time I love Heather Fort because every time she finds something, because I constantly say this to cast members at Disney, we need one little store that's dedicated to us. Because we're the ones with the money. And everywhere you go, it's always a bunch of Stitches over here and a bunch of Red Pandas over here. And they because the kids want it. I get it. But we are the generation that will also buy the nostalgic stuff. Our parents would not do that. We are that generation. And if they would just do an older style, put the old movies in the store so we can go grab stuff, I'd spend more money there than anywhere.
Well, that's how they get me with Star Wars because I'm the guy who will spend the $200 on a fucking lightsaber and $100 on a droid. And...
See, that's different with that, in my opinion, at Disney. But I'm saying like Heather found a website that has you can actually buy Robin Hood and make him the stork when he was winning the you can make him look like that. I was like, oh yeah, I want that. Prince John or John, yeah, the tiger. The lion, whatever. My mom has actually done so much genealogy that I'm actually somehow related to him. I don't know the story, but somehow I'm related to him.
The
so I'm
lion?
like, yeah, but to find that kind of stuff now because you won't find that at Disney. So other websites are like, well, they're realizing they can capitalize on this stuff, and it's kind of making me happy because you can find that stuff now. DuckTales, they're Scrooge McDuck, all that stuff. Like if I find anything like that, I want it because you don't see a lot of it.
I'm actually shocked that didn't come into your list yet.
DuckTales.
DuckTales. Yeah.
I'm kind of just hitting like Disney as a whole.
Yeah.
Like I'm just saying Disney as a whole. As I get a lot of friends like I can't believe you guys go there so much. But learn how to be a kid again. Have some fun. Like I mean. You don't have to like rides. Sure. You don't have to like rides to go to Disney. You can literally walk around. We did a day once down there where we went into one park just to get something for one of her friends, and we just walked the resort. We rode the Skyliner and did the monorail. And we did all the resorts. We did a big circle and just checked out all the resorts for a day. It was a blast. You don't have to go down there and spend money to actually have a good time. We spent a ton of money that day because we're buying stuff everywhere, but you don't have to. You can go have fun and not even spend $1 there. That's not true. You can spend a little bit of money, but you ain't going to have to spend the $200 to get in for the day if you don't have a pass. So, I don't know. Just Disney to me, people made fun of it all the time, but they make fun of, they give me shit all the time. My one buddy's constantly, oh, I'm fucking going to Disney again. Sorry. I could say the same to you every weekend when you're going to another brewery. I don't say it. but you do it every weekend.
Everyone's got
got their thing. We like to go to Disney. Next Saturday, what am I doing?
Going to Universal.
That pass we got rid of. I'm going to Star Wars Day.
Did he bring up Star Wars twice in an episode?
I'm going to Star Wars Day.
But you're not going to understand anything.
I'm going because I love my wife, and I want to spend a day with her. And I mean, dude, it is. I mean, look, I talk all this shit. I joke. It is a really cool area. You need to get your shit together and get down there. You need to get your shit together and come down with us.
I've already been.
I know, but you need to come. You two need to figure this out. We can all just go together and have a blast. I'll annoy the fuck out of you, and we'll get some blue milk and fucking whatever the fuck else. And
yesterday I dropped $3,000 on my son's braces. So when those things chill out, I'm going to be all about it.
Tell him to get a job.
You're 11. Earn your keep, little shit.
Start paying rent.
But no, I mean, I hate when grown adults get all shitty about it. Like, and if I have to hear one more time about like pedophile shit and fucking. They did look, dude. Can't you just enjoy something? Just enjoy it. You walk into Disney, you don't feel like you're on planet Earth. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Yeah, my mom is like that. It's like, oh, you can't go there because of they're all pedophiles there, and I'm like,
you want to have a good. I can tell you right now, we've been there so many times. Never. I don't think we've ever had one cast member where I'm like, you suck.
The reality
of it is so nice. Everybody's happy to be there.
The reality of it is anything can be tied to something shitty.
Exactly.
You need to let yourself enjoy life and let yourself enjoy just doing basic things. Stop focusing on the negative. Focus on the positive. So, sorry. That's my after-school special.
I mean, look, and not every... and I'm not saying every Disney movie is great. And they're not all for everybody. I hated Red Panda. I fucking hated it.
I didn't think that was horrible.
No, it was rough. That was pretty fucking bad.
It could have been worse.
That was like pretty fucking bad. And that's why, and I know he hated it, but I loved the new Haunted Mansion because
I didn't hate it. I just didn't think it was what you said it was.
Well, compared to the 2003 one where they made up the story to fit for that movie, the new one stuck to the storyline of the Hatbox, and
it was better than
the effects were fucking great.
It was way better than the original. It was an okay movie, but to hear you talk about it after you watched it was like it was movie of the year, and I was just like,
you know why? You know why I liked it? Because it took me back to old Disney where there wasn't an agenda. There wasn't kind of little. No, this one there wasn't. This one.
Let me tell you why there was.
You saw that movie?
I don't need to. But based on what he just said, because he just started saying the effects were so much better in this, their ride, their Haunted Mansion ride is phenomenal.
My favorite ride.
It's great. But don't tell me they didn't build a movie with amazing effects not to capitalize on it in their rides.
But I'm saying like personal like Red Panda. Red Panda had a whole agenda of shit in there that I didn't like. This movie was based off a ride. It was the movie they should have made 20 years ago. The one with what the fuck's his name? Eddie Murphy. It's kind of trash.
No.
Yes.
Great.
It didn't. There was no Hatbox.
Disagree.
The whole thing's based around Hatbox.
I will say one reason, and like I said, I'm not a big fan of that new one. I will say this though. This is one reason why it's going to always be better than that one with Eddie Murphy. For me, was it Rosario Dawson's in it?
She was awesome. I love Jared Leto too, and the fact that you don't know you have to know it's him to be it, but he was Hatbox.
He's just happy because fucking Ahsoka's in it. Hey, okay, it's Star Wars.
Star Wars.
You got bamboozled into that.
I mean, it's been a 10-minute tangent about your love for Disney.
So, what is your number 2?
I had to deal with yours. It wasn't 10. It was 8.5.
It was too long.
You guys were actually engaging in it. I don't want to fucking hear it.
Well, like I said, no order. Let's go with Chucky. Child's Play.
Okay.
Since it's kind of resurfacing now you've had a couple of new films, and then you got into the third season with the new Chucky
'Chucky. 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 'Chu Who was doing the voice for Chucky?
Brad Dourif.
Really?
Yeah.
What time am I missing? I thought it was Mark Hamill.
He did a reboot that had nothing to do with Don Mancini, or however you say his name. Has nothing to do with his Chucky or Child's Play. Yeah,
okay.
Nothing to do. That was a different studio, got the rights, because they still own the rights to Child's Play. And so they made their own version of the Child's Play movie, which is what Mark Hamill voiced. Don Mancini, who was the original creator, when he left that studio, they retained the name Child's Play. That's why after he left, he still owns Chucky.
Okay.
And that's why you got Bride of Chucky, you got Seed of Chucky, Cult of Chucky, and it went to Chucky instead of continuing Child's Play, was because the other studio still owns the name Child's Play.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that film with Mark Hamill has nothing to do with the Chucky universe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So
Okay.
even the series still ties back to the original
I haven't
film.
watched the series.
Series is great. It still ties back to the original Child's Play. Brad Dourif has voiced him since the original. So
I feel like I'm going to do a watch through, watch in order, because I haven't watched anything since Bride of Chucky.
see, and I
Or
love
Seed of Chucky. That was after
I
that.
love Bride of Chucky. I love Seed of Chucky. I love Child's Play. I love Child's Play 2, but those two are honestly my two least favorite of the entire series. I love Child's Play 3, where he's a little older. He's in the military, not military, but like a reform school, military reform school. And then once he went to the other studio and he did Bride of Chucky, it was game on for me with that whole series. And anytime anything Chucky comes out now, I'm all for it. You know, it's just, I'm always right back into it.
Did you hear the rumors?
Oh, there's a new movie coming.
But no. There's another movie. Like, we got our Jason vs. Freddy.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's been rumored to do for a while. Chucky versus Megan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, I know Don Mancini said that he would do it if the story was right.
That'd be cool. I actually appreciated Megan. I didn't think it was that horrible.
Yeah. And Brad Dourif just announced he's retired. But he said he's only retired from acting from everything except Chucky. He said he will still continue to voice Chucky.
Nice.
So.
Cool. Nothing.
No. Nothing. We wasn't talking about
All right.
Disney for the past 10 minutes.
My number 2.
I didn't like Chucky movies.
James won't appreciate it all.
I don't appreciate anything you guys have said.
I know, it's okay. It's the diversity of our opinions is what makes us special. It's all right. So, anyways, I know JP will love this, but Doctor Who, and
That was on my list.
It's specific to Tom Baker era. Tom Baker era was 1974 to 81, but it was the only Doctor that I knew as a kid. I didn't know any others. So Channel 55, we'd have to make sure the antenna was angled right. We didn't have cable TV. Make sure the antenna's angled right, and we get that shit in. And I think it was usually Doctor Who and then Tour of Duty were on back to back. But Doctor Who, I'd watch every episode. I'd cling on to everything. There was something about him that was magical, that took you away to a different place. Again, yes, escaping reality.
I'm sorry, what?
But he had this scarf. And now with my oldest, she's 25, but when she was a teen, she started getting into Harry Potter. I was always joking.
Do you like Harry Potter?
Yeah, I'm okay with Harry Potter.
You're just okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, really, if you look at it, though, the final Harry Potter is essentially Return of the Jedi. But anyways, we won't get into it. Doctor Who, though, with his scarf, Tom Baker specifically, I didn't even know there was other Doctor Who's when I was watching this as a kid. I just knew only Tom Baker. So I didn't know there was regenerations. I didn't know about the whole thing at that age. And the scarf, I always had a running joke with my oldest, and I told her, I'm like, well, that's because the only reason you have Harry Potter is because the Time Lords made it so they traveled back in time, and the scarf thing became a thing. And like I tried to tie them together, and she was like, I don't get you, Dad, but the same with James. But Tom Baker had this thing about him that was untouchable. He did this little nose thing where, if you know, you know, and it was, it was just something. I don't know. There's something
remember
about him.
that guy.
He owned the screen when he was on the screen, and he was your doctor. I didn't get that vibe. Like Eccleston, when they brought back Doctor Who and he kind of revived it and brought it into a modern era, I didn't get that vibe off him. I liked what I was getting, but David Tennant was the first one that really brought me back into Doctor Who, and it's because of that uniqueness. He brought that same character back from Tom Baker. So
he's the fourth incarnation.
Right. He was the fourth
incarnation.
But at the time, I didn't know that.
He was your first.
He was.
He popped you.
He did. Now,
he's still alive.
He's 90.
90.
He turned 90 in January. And he, same age as my Gramps.
I love his signature.
Yeah, Tom.
It's Tom.
Tom.
I don't have time for this, Tom.
He he was in the 50th episode, or 50th anniversary special. I think he was in the 25th as well.
Yeah,
he's come back for a few different things.
Yeah, he's been back a few times. He was in the Three Doctors, or no, he wasn't.
The
Five Doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't in the Three. He was in the Five Doctors, and then he's done some specials. He did a lot of audio.
Yes.
Recordings.
They did a series through, I don't know who it was through, maybe it was Amazon or Target, or someone did basically a classic Doctor series of audiobooks, and he voiced over his own character. And then after understanding that there were other Doctors, the first Doctor, who was like the most crass and oldest, and he was just this like intense Doctor, he became one of my favorites because he was just so bitter. He was so cranky all the time. So
is Baker your favorite?
Baker's my favorite. It'll always be that way. I can't get away from that because he popped my cherry.
Well, my first Doctor was Sylvester McCoy, and I loved Sylvester McCoy. He is not one of the more popular ones, but I love Sylvester McCoy's Doctor because I always liked him and Ace. I loved Ace. However, my favorite Doctor.
Where are you going?
Do you know who my favorite is?
I hope I do, but I don't think I do. Now that way you're looking at me.
Well, what's your guess?
If I had to guess, I'd say Peter Capaldi.
You are 100% right.
Wow, look at that! And you know why I think it's him? Because like the first Doctor, he's old, crass, and bitter.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny is when Peter Capaldi's Doctor gets ready to regenerate, they brought the hold on, yeah, we're totally geeking out here.
Here we go again.
The only person who could reprise the role of the first Doctor, the janitor from Harry Potter. This dude looks exactly like the original Doctor Who, and the funny way that they interact and they come together, and Peter Capaldi's Doctor is literally checking.
Every time you say that guy's name, I think about Capaldi. Yeah.
Anyways,
that movie's so good.
But anyways, there was some lines where the old Doctor, I forgot the actor's name, but he starts saying some things about women and this and that. And Peter Capaldi, you can't say that anymore. You can't do that. And it was just such a good crossing of the generations.
Did you ever see Adventures in Time and Space where he played the first Doctor?
No.
There was a movie called Adventures in Time and Space, and he played the first Doctor. It's like a bio pic movie about the creation of the first series with him, and he plays the original.
James is sleeping. We've put him to sleep.
Which is another reason why they brought him in to play the first Doctor.
He did well.
He did it so well in the Adventures in Time and Space too.
What's your number one, James?
What do you think?
Jersey Shore.
Fuck no. It's a nostalgic asshole.
Batman.
Yeah, it's funny because it's funny we're doing this today because in the last couple of days I watched there was a Batman thing that's on Hulu like premium or whatever that my dad found. Since I'm staying up here, I'm at my parents. He's like, "Hey, you want to watch it?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And it goes into they went through all the movies up to Dark Knight Rises. Fun fact: I've been waiting all day for this. First off, the reason why Batman's been a thing for me, there was the first toy I remember playing with, the Superpowers toys. Those are the first toys I remember having as a kid. My dad built me a Batcave that's still in his barn. Like, I won't get rid of it. My cousins have tried to take it.
For like your figures and stuff?
Yeah, like he built me one out of wood, trap doors, an elevator crank for the elevator. Like, I still have it. He painted for like the Superman. Never understood why Superman, the Superpowers Superman, had a flying mobile. He flies. Why does he need that? Superman flies. But my dad painted all the logos so everything could land in its own spot. Like, I still have it. I won't get rid of it. My dad spent time on that, and it's one of my favorite toys as a kid. Anyway, 1989 Batman. There was Basinger was not supposed to be. She was not casted as Vicky Vale.
I'm glad she was.
Who do you think it was?
I knew this, but I can't remember right now.
Einhorn.
Oh yeah,
Einhorn is Finkel.
Yes, yeah.
Finkel is Einhorn.
It was Sean Young, and
Yep.
but she had pissed somebody off.
No,
in
she
Hollywood,
pissed off
everybody.
No. She was pissing off everybody.
Yeah.
She was taking pictures. She wanted to document everything happening in her journal, and she still had the journal. She was reading it. She looked like a psychopath, but she was taking pictures. Like Jack fell asleep because he was and she pissed off everybody, so they wanted to get rid of her. And there was supposed to be a scene on horseback of her and Bruce Wayne. So while they were shooting something else, they were practicing somewhere else. And she's afraid of horses, and it kicked her off. And she broke her collarbone. And right away they were like, well, you can't do this. We don't have time. And it was their way of just kicking her out.
She didn't even get a lot of roles after that because of...
Well, because she went out into Hollywood. She's been acting. She's been in plenty of stuff, but nothing big, except for Ace Ventura. Mm-hmm. Because she was such a... And even now, at 60-something years old, when she's talking in these interviews, she comes off like a psychopath. But Batman for me was a big thing. It always has been. I'm not going to go into all the movies. It's just one of those things for me. I still collect stuff, not as much anymore. I'm very picky on it now, but one of my favorite things I own is my Batman Returns poster that's signed by Keaton, Pfeiffer, and DeVito, because Keaton was my favorite Batman.
Something I'm trying to get around to pushing you guys to do. Want to do a soundtrack episode at some point.
Okay.
And I feel like Batman with Prince was one of the better soundtracks out there.
Funny about that. Burton didn't like any of it.
Really?
And Elfman didn't want to work with him either. He wanted to work with Elfman, and Elfman was like, no. They didn't want to do it. They actually really didn't. No, that was not a good thing.
I thought it was great. I
mean,
had that soundtrack.
That's why they did it the way they did it. They tried to make it work, but they were not Burton was not a fan of it.
I loved how they took quintessential quotes from the movie and they incorporated it into the songs, like "And where is the Batman?" And then it would go into the song. I thought those were great. I loved it.
And here's the thing: is the only thing I'm going to bring up is this, and then we can move on. The arguments over the Jokers over the years. Which one's the best? You can't compare them. They're all different. Cesar Romero was the clown. Nicholson was kind of a psycho, but very stern.
I don't have a problem with any of the Jokers.
No, I think they're all great,
including Jared Leto.
Leto didn't get no.
Well,
Leto didn't get a fair shot, in my opinion. So they cut out a ton of his scenes. He if I heard one more person go, he looked stupid. He didn't pick it. They don't get to pick what they wear.
Who cares?
And I'm not, and I also don't dive into all of the universes. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I've been told that particular Joker is a little more that way.
Yes.
The Justice. What was that?
That's the Joker who kidnapped the Robin and tortured him, and you got.
I just don't feel he got a fair chance at the role, and
he didn't.
I like the Joker movies. I like the movie that they did with Joaquin Phoenix, but it was really slow. I fell asleep at the theater. It was so slow, but the message behind it was great. Well, it was a great movie.
It was essentially the Kings of Comedy remade as a Joker film. Was essentially all it was.
And Joaquin Phoenix and De Niro both stated that.
Yeah,
they both felt that was very much influential in that.
If you've never seen Kings of Comedy, go pull it up and watch it, and you're going to say, man, this is literally the Joker, but done 30 years, 40 years earlier. And it has, what's his name that was in the Joker, is the main actor in it. De Niro. Yeah.
Because my thing is, Jack was great. What he did was absolutely perfect. But Ledger, completely different Joker. And you can't compare them.
Dude, I lost. So I was trying to get my 11-year-old to watch the Dark Knight trilogy. and I lost him in the pencil scene. It threw him off. He was on, and when we tried to get him to watch it, it was like
That's a
9.
rough scene.
It is.
It's actually a rough scene. Even as an adult, I'm like, oh god,
But at the same time, he was already like.
But it was a genius. It was genius quick. And the thing is, what was cool about watching this thing was they showed how they pulled off the truck flip because they knew they only had one chance, and the mayor of Chicago was like, "Do it!" Like he was very on board. And the guy driving it was not a young guy. He said when it hit, the truck came back up and fell again because of the pressure. So it slammed him twice. He's like, it took me a minute to get my bearings.
When my Jeep rolled, I did that too.
Yeah,
so, no. My grandfather, he has it looks like a slice of pie cut out of his eye. And growing up, I eventually got the real story. But growing up, every time we asked the question, we get a different story every single time. He kept it interesting, right? And so this Joker, when that Joker came to the screen, and he's telling every different instance of when, yeah, I was like, I fucking love this. This is great. So Ledger, it might be a favorite, but I don't have one that I don't like because I think all the Jokers were great in their own way.
So so we talk about Joker. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to move on. Did you guys hate Pattinson as Batman? Because I love him.
I didn't.
I thought he did a great job. A lot of people bitched about that movie. I thought the movie was great. It reminded me of the Arkham games, which I'm replaying Arkham Asylum as we speak on PS3. Like, I actually enjoyed the detective work that was put into that movie.
I'm just glad it was dark because he didn't sparkle that way.
I think my thing was, and I think I've said this in an earlier episode, I was excited whenever I heard that he was going to play Batman. I wasn't one of the ones who was like, oh, Twilight. I was actually, because I thought he's going to make a really good younger Bruce Wayne.
And I thought he did.
And when I watched it, he didn't do it for me. The movie's good. I would have enjoyed the movie.
But there's something to be said, though, about the Batman movies. The Batman movies are never about Batman. They're always about the villains, and that's what I love about them.
But
I was going to say, the Riddler is what locked that movie for me. The Riddler.
But my thing about that movie is I would have enjoyed that movie had it came out 15 or 20 years earlier. I would have enjoyed it more. I
mean, I love the whole thumb drive. That was genius. Whoever wrote that was a genius.
Watching it, and now, I think the movie was too late for me to enjoy it properly, and then I didn't really like Patterson as Batman. Like I said, I was one of the ones that was excited for him to play him, and he didn't do it for me. I didn't like him as Bruce Wayne or as Batman. But the movie is good.
For me, I liked Pattinson. I like his look.
Yeah, I love the look of it
more than the guy who's what's the guy's name? He's Reacher. He's trying to be Batman right now.
Alan Richardson.
Thank you. Yeah, and he's a good actor, and I like him in Reacher, and I also liked him in he's in Doom Patrol as well, right? Is it Doom Patrol? No, Titans.
No, Titans. Yeah, he played Dove in Titans.
Right, but he's too buffed, fucking like.
I know he wants to play him. I don't see him as a good Batman or Bruce Wayne. I liked him as Aquaman when he played Aquaman, and I liked him as Dove in Titans because I enjoyed Titans a lot. But you know who I would love to see in that new Brave and Bold movie as Batman? Jensen Ackles.
He's too old. I can't.
He's supposed to be an older Batman in Brave and Bold because he's supposed to have I think the Damian Wayne Robin is supposed to be in it.
There was something else to be said though that I forgot I wanted to bring up. So when Keaton was casted as Batman, everyone talked shit.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Mom, blah blah blah, and then Pattinson gets put in there, and everyone talks shit. And he didn't bomb it. In my opinion, he did not bomb it.
He didn't bomb it.
He didn't bomb it. He didn't bomb it.
It's just funny. It's just funny how everyone I just don't think we know how to just sit down and enjoy a movie anymore. Everyone's got to find I don't like that guy, or he did this, so he can't. The point of being an actor is not to do the same damn role all the time. God, what's her name? Played Catwoman. Christ.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
No.
Halle Berry.
And Hathaway.
Okay.
Hathaway. I love Hathaway.
But they gave her shit because she was Princess Diary. How is she going to do this? Because she's a fucking actress and she's good at what she does. That's the point of being an actor and actress. Find new things. Put yourself out of the comfort zone. The Ledger even said to the makeup guy, he goes, "If I'm not nervous, I shouldn't do the role."
I could talk just like Star Wars. It took me forever about Batman, but
Well-
we got to move forward.
Yep, I agree.
Well, since you chose Doctor Who, and that was going to be the one I picked for my last pick, I'm just picking a random one off my list. I'm going to go with Rambo.
Wow, that's awesome.
Fucking Rambo.
Hell yeah. Do you remember the Rambo toys?
Do you remember the Rambo
I actually never
cartoon?
saw Rambo.
Yeah, that's where
I
toys
never
came
saw
from.
a Rambo movie,
Yes.
but I had the
So
toys.
The Rambo and the
Rambo
Rambo
cartoon
Forces of
was
my
Freedom.
cousins.
Yes.
Forces of Freedom.
Dude, I had the like big Jeep with the big wheels, and I had the rocket launcher Rambo. I had all the Rambos.
Yeah.
And I also had the Chuck Norris figures, but that's a whole different.
I had some of the Chuck Norris ones too. Rambo, I mean, what? And the thing is as a kid, I didn't appreciate the first one.
No, but you know, it's because we didn't
And
understand.
We didn't understand it. I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
But First Blood Part 2, let me tell you, I watched that film 200 times in a row as a kid. And then when Rambo 3 came out, and what I love about those films, and just those old action films anyway, you go to Rambo 3, you have Rambo and the colonel standing in front of a whole Russian army with some machine guns and like, yeah, we're going to fuck. And they start fucking them up with just two of them, the whole fucking Russian army there. It's so ridiculous. It's fun at that point. And so, yeah, you can't go wrong with Rambo.
I'm gonna keep everyone guessing here, and I'm gonna interject. We're gonna do a giveaway. You guys all getting ready there? Get your Googles and your phones and all your fun. So the question is,
We might want to retell
book
people,
faces.
retell people what this is.
okay, we'll go into that. Okay, so Alan Ruck, who played Cameron in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, he will be at the Agora next Friday, May 3rd.
Is
and
he
he's
going to wear
be
the
doing,
hockey jersey?
I don't know, we'll see. But he'll be doing a Q&A and a screening of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So what we're going to do is we're going to give away 2 pairs of tickets, 1 pair for first the correct answer in the Facebook feed and the first correct answer in the YouTube feed. So here's what we're going to do.
We do recommend that you live in the Cleveland area.
Yeah, because you got
It's at the Agora. You got to be able to come here.
Yeah, in Cleveland.
Or if you're willing to travel.
Yeah, whatever's clever.
It's next Friday.
Next Friday, May 3rd. Yes, the day before May the 4th be with you.
Oh, I'll be there. You won't.
I'll be at Free Comic Book Day, so I already have my plans as well.
I'm going to be standing next to the Death Star. Oh wait,
You
it's
do
the
whatever.
Millennium Falcon. That's right.
You just keep being a poser, just like all the Jersey Shore boys. The question, the trivia question that we're going to ask is Cameron's dad's car. What was the specific make and model of that car?
And Ryan has made this very specific. Like you
Yes,
have to.
You got to get the full answer here.
And we also want you to know that your wife said she wrote "Get your Googles," and Ryan, that was an old man comment.
I mean, yeah, that's why I said it, dear. Thanks.
Jessica wants to play.
So
Jessica can't play.
So-
she sleeps with.
No,
Anyways.
no, and
repeat the question. This is for free tickets to the show for
Alan Ruck,
Alan Ruck next Friday
who played Cameron.
at the Agora.
at the Agora in Cleveland. And the question is, in Ferris Bueller, what was the car that was Cameron's? What car was Cameron's dad's? That they
What was the car they stole?
They went
stole.
joyriding in it. That's a very specific car. So,
While we wait, what is your final pick?
all right, my number one. I'm going to give a main one, and there's a generalization here too. Transformers Generation 1, the cartoon, and
the
comic
cartoon.
book as well. I guess we'll factor that in, and that kind of goes hand in hand to me with Saturday morning cartoons.
I hated the movies though.
Well, I'll get there. Hold on.
Okay.
I also had props to share, and I left them in my car, so I'm really bummed out because I have the figures of 2 of my favorite characters who were killed off in this movie.
I came prepared.
But Transformers, the cartoon itself, it aired in 1984. And there was a big whole debate with this because Tonka got a hold of their own version of Transformers. Transformers started out in Japan. They had various different names. They wanted to be Americanized. and Hasbro got their hands on it. But Tonka got a hold of GoBots. That was their thing, and they pushed GoBots out before Transformers. So Hasbro had to get creative. They had already had Marvel's team, the writing team, doing comics and getting ready to help build a world around these robots, these figures. Everything about this whole thing was a marketing ploy from the beginning for these awesome toys, and I'm okay. I was here for it, literally. But yeah, it built into this amazing whole thing of, I get to see it from the time I was 4, 5 years old, grow with it 3 more years, and see a whole series develop. And this thing had my heart and soul. So like when the movie came out, Transformers the movie, they showed a preview, and the trailer for this movie literally said, hey, Optimus Prime's going to die in the trailer. And so you think, okay, we're going to lose Optimus Prime, whatever. You're thinking it's going to happen in the movie. Nope. First 20 fucking minutes of the movie, Optimus Prime dies.
That's why I hated that movie.
Dude, there's this, when you're a little kid and you see your hero in a cartoon world on the screen turn black and white, turn his head to the side, and that's it. And he's all beat up. You're like, no! Like, you scream. It was so traumatic at that moment. And then further that, my favorite Transformer of all time is Starscream. And the reason, even though his voice is annoying, I love characters with conflict. I love the ones who, they go back and forth between good and bad. They make good decisions, but they lean towards the bad. There's something to be said about them. They're more interesting for some reason to me, and Starscream was that. And when Starscream thinks Megatron's dead, not knowing he's become Galvatron, and he's putting his whole crown on, doing his coronation, and out of nowhere, Megatron, now Galvatron, shows up and fucking kills him too. He fell down and crumbled into nothing, and I'm like, ah! Again, tore my soul out. I have both these figures. I have the black and white figures, and they're these beautiful figures that were made, and those hold a big moment in my heart.
So, as of right now, in this chat, no one's from Cleveland. So,
oh no!
What do you got over there?
Nobody has tried to answer the question yet on Facebook. So,
wow.
So, piggybacking, Transformers was on my list as well, and obviously, I mean, I did have a Maximal logo here, but I still have my Predacon tattoo here from Beast Wars. I'm a huge Transformers fan, and I remember watching Optimus Prime die in the theater, and every kid in the theater was crying. And like you, Starscream was one of my favorites too. And when Galvatron killed him, I was like, kind of a double whammy for me as well. But then, they brought Starscream back as the ghost in a later episode.
Well, in the later seasons, they realized. So that was one of the big things too. You got to remember about this particular movie. The series went into the movies, but the movie was their whole hopes and dreams of this movie was that people were going to go see this multiple times. It was going to crush it, this and that. But when word of mouth traveled that some of your main characters die off, that happens quick. It's this and that. It did not represent well in the theater. It did not show up because people were scared to see it for whatever reason. They didn't want to see their favorite characters die. It didn't do as well as they had hoped. So quickly in the next season, following the movie, the last 2 seasons, I believe it was the season finale, the last 2 episodes, it was the return of Optimus Prime. So you see this whole storyline unfold where he comes back to life. But the way they did it was actually done well. I didn't mind it. I thought it was cool. And they know better now, and Optimus Prime hasn't officially died since.
And I
just hate the new movies.
Yeah, I hate the new movies.
You can't see the fights. They're so close, you can't even tell what the hell's happening.
But I loved Rodimus Prime. I know a lot of people hated on Hot Rod, but I love Rodimus Prime.
In the movies, the new generation that came through in the movie, I love Rodimus Prime, I love Blur, I love Cup, I liked when they showed the Jonticons, I liked all of it. All of it was great. There's this whole, you started to see a world away from Earth. You saw the Cybertronian aspect of this, and it was just, I don't know, it was this whole, when you, that's what makes these franchises so successful, in my opinion. When you build the lore, when you build and develop these franchises, and there's so much more to it than just a one trick pony where you're going down one path and you've got this whole world built around it. Makes it. It's huge.
Did you see the trailer for the new Transformers movie? What is your thoughts and feelings? I will say this. I am more excited for this film than I have been the live action films.
All right, so to that point, those of you watching, if you watch Transformers movies, Bumblebee. To me, all the movies that came before Bumblebee, garbage. I'm sorry, they were. Bumblebee, the opening sequence on Cybertron, depicted the Transformers the way they should be depicted.
That was great.
Storyline,
I will say,
the storyline wasn't bad. I enjoyed thoroughly all of it. The Beast ones, even the Beast ones, yes, it was nothing like our cartoon. It will never be like our cartoon. I agree with you, but I did not hate it.
I did.
My favorite thing at Universal was when Bumblebee was out. And people were taking pictures of Bumblebee because he'll just keep playing random songs. You know, I can't even give an example. I can't remember all the songs, and it's just funny because everyone come up
I'm
and then
so excited.
yeah, and it's just stupid. Like, and it's funny. But the Megatron that comes out, he's kind of a dick, and it makes it fun.
I think I saw somebody walked up to him with like a Disney one of the headbands, and said, "You're my bestie," and tried to hand it to him and did the whole thing with him. But the new one. So what bothers me about that? I love it, but what bothers me about it is the approach. So, and I understand why they're doing it. Remember in one of our previous episodes, I said it's not about us anymore, and I have to remember that because
Your wife has decided that she doesn't want the tickets. She's coming with me to go to Disney.
yeah, good luck with that, Jess. So, anyways, Orion Pax and I forgot Megatron's original name. It's letters. It's something like M28 or something weird, but their voices, the characters, everything gave me more of a feel of a Pixar movie.
Yeah,
And so that bothered me a little bit, but the fact that they're going back and giving the actual story the justice that it deserves, because that's the way it started, was those two as best friends, and there's Alpha Trion, there's the whole bit. There's a lot of room to grow here, and I feel like all they're going to do is help these younger kids have a reason and an outlet to see Transformers, enjoy Transformers, and grow with the new Transformers. So I'll take it.
Yeah.
According to this, your wife's off from May 3rd to the 13th, so...
And our anniversary is May 6th, and Mother's Day is May 12th, and that's the reason I took off, so you better keep your ass home.
Somebody's just jealous that it won't be a Star Wars day.
I'm not jealous.
All right,
I live Star Wars. It's right here.
Why don't you
every day.
You can ride with me, too. I'm driving home. You can come, too. You can drive with
You
me.
say that to all the boys.
No, I'm driving back. I'm driving down there, and I'm driving back on
even
Monday.
catch
I'm
that.
leaving Friday. I'm coming back Monday. You two are more than welcome to ride with me.
I'm all right. Thank you.
Fuck you then. All right, so hope you guys enjoyed our nostalgic ride down memory lane. I
And
guess.
we're sorry. We don't know what happened with the static, so we'll work on that.
Yeah, we don't know. We tested it before we started. Everything was fine, but once we hit live, I guess there's a static issue. So,
Whoever did come into the thread with the correct comment, just message us, and we'll get you set up with those tickets.
I got nobody on Facebook, so on the YouTube. Literally no one's from Cleveland.
Yeah, I get it. So, yeah, we are CineNerds. If you want to throw any suggestions, comments, anything our way, 3cinenerds@gmail.com is our email. You can send any of those things that way. Also, we have on the bio of the Facebook page, we have our link tree, and in the link tree, we've got a little merch area. You can check out any of our merch things, and also any of the listening platforms you choose to use are in there, and the links are provided.
click share, like, follow, go to our Apple Podcast or Spotify, follow us there, our YouTube, click subscribe. Write us a review. Write a review on our Facebook page. Write a review on our Apple Podcast. Would love to start reading those live for you.
Did we not have any to read this week?
I'm
I'm pretty sure we had a couple.
Did we?
All right. Yeah.
Well, I know we.
Way to suck.
I know we had one. I can just about read it off without reading, but I know the whole damn enchilada left one on our Facebook that said, "Love this show." That was about it.
All right. Cool.
Happy someone does.
Yeah.
We'll keep it coming as long as you guys keep showing up and
I
listening.
got one question.
Oh, no.
How was that drink?
It's gone.
Was it good?
It's good, but I really got to pee now.
So we should sit here a little bit longer.
No. I almost asked the further question. I know we did that. Real quick, we'll end it with this. Sorry. If you had to pick one show that is what you feel is the current nostalgia that future generations will carry with them that was right now, what would it be? Go.
Newer show. It's definitely going to be something anime, whether it be My Hero Academia or Attack on Titan. More than likely, something like Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Jersey Shore.
Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. Stranger Things is my pick. I think.
I
Stranger
agree.
Things will
No,
be the new
I
one.
was gonna say that, but I just wanted to mess with you. But yeah, no,
I think that's a
I
good
didn't
one.
watch Stranger Things until season 4. Like when it was coming out, Heather got me to go back and watch them. Great show.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Cool.
I mean, Attack on Titan.
Speak English. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Later.